Hi, today we're making a very traditional Trinidadian dish. It's a one pot in the sense that it has everything in one pot. We have beef, stew beef, we have pigeon peas, we have pumpkin, we have carrots. It's a very nutritious and wholesome dish. And traditionally on the side, it could be fried plantains, it could be coleslaw, and today we have a little bit of sliced tomatoes and a little bit of side. Now the great thing about this dish is that it's a very economical dish, and I think that the origins come from having big families and trying to think of a creative way to serve something that's going to be wholesome and tasty, because remember in the Caribbean we came from large families, 8, 10, 12, 15 kids. It was a lot to feed, and this was a really great economical way of making something that was nutritious and wholesome. The origins come from East Africa, the influence of a pilaf dish, as well as the Spaniards, which brought paella. And then in the Caribbean, we get creative and we came up with this really great Trini classic called beef Pelau. We have stew beef, which we're going to put into a bowl. So this is a combination of a broad thyme with a little bit of celery, onions, garlic, and flavoring pepper. And I'm finishing with a little bit of salt, some fresh garlic, cracked black pepper, and a little bit of flavoring pepper. We mix this all together really nicely, pop it in the fridge and leave it for the next day, or I would say a minimum of 1 hour. And now we start a caramelization process, which we take 2 types of sugar, white and dark. You want to kind of just stir the 2 sugars together, and then you just leave it alone to do its thing. So you can see now sugar is starting to melt really nicely, and it's really important at this time that you don't rush the process. If you turn up the heat too high too quickly, you're going to get a burnt and bitter sugar. So we want to keep stirring. It's going to start to bubble in a little while, and that's the point. When everything starts to bubble nicely, we're going to add our beef. But we want to ensure that that caramelization happens. So I suggest that you keep stirring, which is important, and allow the beef to be cooked and to get that lovely even color. I'm going to add some stock and a little bit of water. I'm also going to finish with a little bit of thyme, a little bit of butter. Now we're going to cover this and allow it to simmer for about 45 minutes. So we have our green pigeon peas, of course. I'm also going to finish with parboiled rice. We are not going to strain it. It's going to be allowed to cook and simmer in all this wonderful broth and juices, so it's really nutritious and balanced. Carrots to our dish, a little bit of pumpkin or calabaza, Scotch bonnet just on top, and allow it to simmer. You're letting this simmer to allow all the rice to pull the liquid, and then you're going to end up with a lovely pilaf. Bon appetit.